Hi, kids! Today we're going to read a book to learn a little bit about homelessness. The book is called Toby Finds a Home, and it's written by Marie and Julie Showers and illustrated by Eva Brzezinski. An orange cat roamed the city of Portland, searching for food and a cozy bed because he didn't have a home. One day, the cat spotted a line of people outside of a cafe called Blanchett House. That meant it was mealtime. The nice people there gave him food because every person, and cat or dog, was welcome to eat for free. As the cat sat in line, he felt a gentle pat on his head from Claire, a 7-year-old girl waiting with her mom. Claire's mom worked at a grocery store and brought her to eat at the cafe several nights a week. They loved the people and the yummy food. A teenage girl named Naya was also waiting in line. She told Claire, "We call that cat Toby. He used to have a collar that said Tobias. He probably had a home before, but now he lives outside." Claire asked her mom if she could keep Toby. Her mom said they couldn't because they didn't have enough space in the small room they rented. Claire cuddled Toby, placing her pink bandana around his neck as a gift. After lunch, Toby spotted Naya's van on a side street. Naya lived in the van because she didn't have enough money for a house or an apartment. Naya got the old van and a portable sewing machine from her last foster mom. She liked to search for unique fabric in the cafe's free clothing closet. A volunteer named Flora organized the clothes at the cafe. Toby liked to spend time snuggling in the clothes and watching the people. He watched Naya pick out a shirt and then followed her to the van. "Hey, Toby, I love your pink bandana," Naya said, untying it as Toby purred. Naya let him stay in her van that night, and from then on, he stayed with her every day. The next morning, on their way to the cafe, Toby and Naya saw Oscar. He looked grumpy as he shook rainwater off of his tent and packed up his wet things. At breakfast, a cafe volunteer seated Oscar and Naya together. Toby meowed around their wet legs. Since he was all wet, Oscar tried to shoo him away. Oscar told Naya that he was living in a tent because he had lost his job and then his home. While waiting for an affordable apartment, he made money by fixing things using his box of tools. "Do you have a hairdryer in your box?" Naya joked, pointing to the wet cat. Oscar reached into his box and pulled out a blue cloth for Naya to use to dry off Toby. The next day, Toby watched curiously as Naya looked under the van's hood. She seemed worried. He had an idea. Toby ran to Oscar's tent, meowing loudly. Oscar opened the tent flap, and Toby jumped onto the toolbox. As Oscar tried to scoot him off, a small screwdriver fell out. Toby grabbed it and darted away. Oscar chased after him. Toby stopped at Naya's feet and dropped the screwdriver. Seeing that Naya needed help, Oscar tinkered with the van until it started. Naya thanked Toby for bringing her help, and gave him her green hair tie to play with. A few days later, Naya and Toby were back at the cafe enjoying a meal. Flora told Naya about some new items in the clothing closet. Toby jumped into a pile of Blanchett House shirts. Flora laughed and suggested Naya take one for Toby's bed. A few weeks later, Naya saw Oscar at the cafe. He was excited to share that he no longer needed to sleep in a tent because he found an apartment to call home. Naya had good news too. She found a job and a room in a new town. Sadly, she couldn't take Toby with her. She asked Oscar if he could give Toby a home. Yes, Toby would be a fun roommate, Oscar happily said. Naya thanked Oscar with a special gift. Back at home, Oscar opened the gift to find a beautiful quilt made of patches collected from Naya's friends at the cafe. It included fabric from Claire's bandana, Naya's hair tie, a Blanchett House t-shirt, and even Oscar's blue cleaning cloth. Oscar and Toby will always remember the kind people they met when they were homeless and how they helped each other. They still visit Blanchett House to eat, volunteer, and see friends.